completely finished.
Of Wirecast.
Copy that, Andre. We've seen it.
Who is it? Let me know as soon as you know, because I got a bad feeling.
Andre, it's Rocky.
It's never good when a hush falls over a racetrack. And again, for the second time today, unfortunately, we have a hush. There are stunned faces in the Audi pit. This is a massive, massive accident. You can't even really tell that that used to be a race car.
After Alan's crash, you know, you saw, okay, we're doing a dangerous race here. As soon as you go off the track with the speeds we're going, it's a big one, and there it was even a bigger one, you know, it's one of the highest speeds area of the track. I thought, wow, will I be the next one?
Everything was pitch black in the car, so I didn't know where I was on the track. I wasn't sure if I'm on the track still, if another car is coming, and then I don't remember so much anymore. I jumped out of the car myself, I don't remember it, and yeah, I had a headache.
The good news, Rocky went out of the car on his own. He's behind the barrier. He's a little bit dizzy, but they bring him to the medical center.
Andre, Rocky is fine. Rocky is fine.
Hallelujah.
This is what they're designed to do in the event of an accident. They are designed to send bodywork, said gearbox, said wheels and suspension samples. All of that disperses the inherent kinetic energy.
No one appreciates that more than Alan McNish. The Scot is back at the track after extensive medical checks.
You can rest assured that the guys back in Ingolstadt that have done the design of the construction of this new one-piece monocoque, they did it for performance, but they also did it for safety. And they go beyond the regulations with the tests that they do to ensure the safety of the driver. And right now, I want to give them all a very big hug.
A grim reality descends on Audi. They now have but a single car to fend off the mighty trio of Peugeots.
Instead of having 3 legs to your tripod, you'd gone down to 2, and then suddenly you were on a single leg.
The Audis are being driven on the limit because they have to be to stay in contention.
That puts a heck of a lot of stress and strain, not just on the driving crew not to make a mistake, or the mechanics not to make a mistake, but also the guys, the engineers, the strategy, everything else. It had to be right because there was no fallback solution.
I don't know that I felt the pressure as much on the pit wall, but back in the garage, I think that intensified quite dramatically, because now it was one Audi against effectively 3 Peugeots, and they were still very strong and still fighting very hard.
All the people from all the 3 cars said, we now stand together, we concentrate on this one car, we have a common goal now to bring this car to the end and make a win out of it.
The whole team pulled together because, you know, at this point it's all or nothing. We had to stay ahead.
Okay, Ben, to confirm, the safety car is in this lap. No passing anyone until you cross start finish.
Copy that.
After over 2 hours of the safety car, after Mike Rockenfeller's massive accident, we're back to green racing.
The number 2 Audi is alone, but at least it's alone out in front. There are still nearly 14 hours of racing ahead, and holding off the Lion will be exhausting work. Simon Pagenaud is closing fast in the number 9 Peugeot.
Simon Pagenaud on that last lap of 3:27.820 shows you just how hard he is trying.
The number 2 car needs to it's only 13 for the Peugeots. And this stop will be full service. Tires, driver, and fuel. It'll take about 100 seconds, and If it doesn't go perfectly, Audi will lose the lead.
Box this lap, full service. Through, he is 1 minute to the box. Coming into the pit lane.
Pit stop is fast, but not fast enough.
A minute and 44-second pit stop, so it looks like Simon Pagenaud has taken the lead.
Marcel Fassler is now steering the number 2 Audi. He has a lot of work to do. It's hour 13, and the top 3 cars are separated by less than a minute.
Simon Pagenaud at the wheel of number 9 has a lead of just 20 seconds over the number 2 Audi.
For the lone remaining Audi, conquering the French giant won't be easy. In fact, the effort will be superhuman. Good thing Red Sonja is around.
Red Sonja is our little girl, racing girl. To give a name to your racing car, it's helped you to be kind with her.
Lean, powerful, sexy. The number 2 Audi came by the name Red Sonja naturally.
She's this comic girl, like comic fighter girl. They showed me a picture, I was like, wow.
The team mechanics might have coined her moniker, but it's her drivers that have gained Red Sonja's devotion.
She always gives you more and more. You ask for more, she gives you more.
You know, we make jokes about it, but it's not like a woman. I think it's a pretty... You can compare it, yeah, but at the end of the day, it's a piece of carbon with a big engine in there.
This is a demonstration of wiring.
Marcel Fassler, he's margin behind Simon Pagenaud now, 9.917 seconds. So it'll be interesting to see if Fassler can close, because that'd be huge if he could put the pressure on Pagenaud.
He needs to do that to send a message to everybody that he can run them down.
Easier said than done. Making up time in the darkness is a daunting mission.
Looks like Pagenaud has pulled out another 4 seconds on Fassler. That's not good news for Audi.
It was not the easiest stint for Marcel, because it was not easy to get the grip. You had to push really hard on the tires, but you didn't have that much grip because it was a little bit too cold.
It was a bit edgy, a bit tricky to drive. You try to go as fast as possible, but you have to take a little bit more care about the limit.
As daybreak approaches, Fassler's task is simple. Keep the number 2 Audi within striking distance of the leader. Fortunately for Audi, the slowly rising sun brings warmer temperatures. Fassler's grip is improving, but with the dawn comes a new challenge.
We had a few issues with visibility, just because of sunrise and also because of the amount of dead flies on the windscreen.
How is it, Marcel?
She loses too much time. I can't see nothing. I can't see nothing.
Under 10 hours remain, and it's time for the race leader to pit, leaving the number 2 Audi alone with the number 7 Peugeot.
Anthony Davidson has Marcel Fassler in his sights.
Blind and under attack, Fassler displays the fight of a champion.
Leaders going through, separated by less than a second now.
Absolutely unbelievable.
The Peugeot behind is the position.
Yes.
Anthony Davidson pulling right up underneath the tailpipe. He comes to the right. He's got the inside position. They make the sweeper towards Indianapolis, and Davidson takes the spot going into Indianapolis. What an outstanding. And now Fassler drives him back. Fassler comes through Indianapolis, pulls alongside, and Davidson slams the door as they head down into Arnage. He has got his hands full of Marcel Fassler. You can't slip a piece of paper between these two guys at this point. This is absolutely fantastic. Davidson slides wide of the first chicane, and Fassler retakes the lead. So in 2 laps, we've had 2 lead changes here.
This is the classic that we had hoped it would be.
Fassler's unheralded tenure in the number 2 car finally comes to an end as he safely guides Red Sonja back to the pits. Audi has the race lead and happy hour is about to begin.
Happy hour is when everything goes really fast. It's in the morning, just when the sun comes up. It's still cool. The track has been improved through all the cars going by, more rubber on it. That's when you can do just the fastest laps.
So you don't get so much traffic, good condition for engine, good condition for tires. The happy hour is the best moment to do the quickest lap on the track.
Andre Lotterer is flat out. He just set the fastest lap of the race.
Ka-ching! Yes, indeed. We've got another new fastest lap.
Happy hour, of course, is fast for everyone, but fastest of all is Andre Lotterer.
And that's the fastest lap of the race. It's a 3:25, a 3:25.289.
That is extremely impressive lap by young Lotterer.
Lap in his life.
Oh, lap of his life, yeah, fucking hell.
Well. There's life at Audi in a very big way indeed.
However, after 2 stints, Audi deviates from its strategy and changes drivers. Lotterer will yield to Benoit Trillier. That is, if he can wake up in time.
They woke me up very quick after I started to sleep, and they just let me know, maybe you have to jump in the car because maybe you're going to start for 5 stints. I was thinking, wow, I hope that maybe will be maybe not, because when you just wake up, you don't have time to brush your tooth or take a shower. I just imagine in 10 minutes you have to be ready and jump in the car.
Can you tell me what time is it?
Ben, it's 8:02 in the morning. You are in the same queue as the number 9 Peugeot. He should be just ahead of you.
They say, okay, you are in fight with these 2 cars. The one in front of you is leading, the one behind you is third, and you are second. I said, okay, great, thank you guys.
And right on.
When he overtook me, I was thinking, okay, you really have to wake up as quick as possible and do your job.
Ben, the number 8 car was not for position. He was a lap down.
One advantage of Peugeot's 3-car attack is now apparent. Despite being no real threat to the race leader, the number 8 car is impeding the Audi's pursuit of first position.
Audi has all the cards stacked against them because Peugeot just have the numbers.
I just wonder if Peugeot thought, hello, we've hit something here. Can we rattle these guys? Can we get them to change? Can we get them to drive maybe more conservatively? It's the only car left. It's the lone, vulnerable Audi.
It was tough to turn around and see that there were 2 shutters down and that ours was the only one open. But at the same time, in my mind, it was just about getting our car across the finishing line and winning the race.
The race is starting to slip away. The number 8 Peugeot is still running interference, and now the number 7 car is in Audi's rear view. The moment of truth has arrived, and Benoit Trillier meets it with an audacious maneuver.